Hey guys, it's Rushy here, how you doing? Back to the How to Punish series. I want to try and push these out as fast as I can, so try and complete the series because the sooner I do it the better for us guys actually battling in Season 2. Before we know it, Season 3 is going to be here. So picking up with Karin. So it's Karin on the cards now, and the next one will be Cami. And then we'll pick up from there onwards, trying to push them out. At least once a week I'd plan to do. So yeah, Karin is the topic today. One match that I really need to focus on. So we're going to focus on normals. We'll go for the usual format, normals and then like non-regular normals, specials and then CA. So I've got them pre-recorded. I think it's stand heavy kick first. Apparently this is -4. I didn't know that. It's not like normal stand heavy kicks. She seems to move back quite a bit. It's very difficult to punish. Okay, so that has to be, you gotta be really close to hit that. You can see there, even though that looks like you can get a punish, it's not happening. The blocks on that is ridiculous. So you can't really get much there, guys. That's ridiculous. Not only are you out of range, but the block stun is very heavy. That's a 4-frame move, so you can't even do that. There's literally nothing you can do there. That's the only range you'll punish it. Anything outside that range, don't bother. Throw out a light kick, but that's it. Don't do anything else, because you can even see there, it's time to block it. So that's a joke already. Explains a lot about his character. Crouching heavy punch is -7, but I think you can cancel that into, we'll talk about it later on, into a V skill I think. But we'll have a look. Stand medium punch, as long as you time it correctly, cancel there. You probably want to do crouching medium punch, I think. That's 6 frame, that move. You can't get line breaker, that's an 8 frame. So chin buster just seems to be out of range. If you're not sure, go for your 4 frame. I would probably go for 4 frame if anything. But I don't think many Karins throw that out, so bear that in mind. It's a crouching medium kick. Crouching medium kicks usually are -4, but I wouldn't go out my way to punish it because most times they cancel it into a special anyway, or you know it's too quick to see. Yeah, you see it is punishable. You gotta be so quick to see that. So yeah, just if you do have to block one of those, maybe just throw out a button, 4 frame. But yeah, I wouldn't cancel. If you're gonna cancel a special, EX5 was the best for that. Because it doesn't leave you unsafe. But yeah, probably wouldn't get out of my way to punish that one. So this sweep, I think the longest sweep in the game, it's -14 on blocks. There's quite a few things you can do, but the problem is the range. So you go to punish, and you'll never get it because you can't react in time. Light punch DP. Now you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? But just watch. That works I think at all ranges. Strange, isn't it? It's because her leg is left out for so long. And if you're really good, light punch DP. Oh no, okay, you can't get CA, that doesn't work. Close range, it'll work. But yeah, light punch DP. Out of all things, light punch DP. Never thought. But you've got to anticipate the block stun. That's why you can't punish it very easily. I think EX Tatsu you may get as well. Let's try that. No, see, because of the range that EX Tatsu flies over. That's why it's such a difficult move to punish. You should really get that. Okay, it's interesting. I don't think that's going to work. I've tried it in matches before. Yeah, see, the max range, that's not going to work. The light punch DP is consistent. If you're in V trigger, it's even better then. Oops, again, look at anticipating block stun. You should get EX Tatsu when you're in V trigger. Yeah, that'll work there. And of course, a good one is CA as well. That'll work in every situation. We can get it out. Try and get a max range. That'll work in every situation as well. It's very difficult to punish that. If you don't punish it, I wouldn't be surprised. It's very difficult to get around that move. And her last roll, we're looking at her overhead. Her overhead is -6. So let's have a look at this. Let's try and do it max range again. I think that was max. Okay, another heavy block stun move. So you're out of range for crouching medium punch. Can't back medium punch that. Sound like it's out of range. Heavy punch DP is not going to work. So this is like Guile's overhead. It's very difficult because of the pushback. It's very difficult to punish. So I'll show you close range. You can get crouch and medium punch. Should get chin buster as well. I'd probably go for that. Full frame into DP. Can't light punch DP. Can't like Itatsu. V trigger options. Nope. Nope. The only thing in it in V trigger is EX Tatsu. That'll work. That should work every time. So another unsafe move you can throw out as much as you want. Oh, there is one thing you can do. CA, that'll work. As long as you get a good timing on the reversal. That'll be punishable at every range. I got lucky there, that wasn't a perfect reversal. That's a 5-frame startup move, I mentioned it before, so that'll work. So punishing her normals is a very difficult task. You've got to be really prepared for that. Light punch DP, that's probably the best punish for all her stuff, all her normals, for her sweep. But it's very difficult to punish for that, and it's very difficult to be ready to punish. But I'll try labbing that hard, and I'll see if I can implement it in an online match. If we can do that, that would be very, very good, really powerful. Going back to sweep actually. Was it number 3, was it? No, I think it was 4. Okay. I wonder if you Vitra cancel it, I wonder what happens. I get max range again. So you can get follow-ups as well, so that's interesting. It has to be an instant reversal. I don't know why it never links Light Punch DP EX Tattoo. Let's see if we can get some good damage off of it. I wasn't ready in training mode. It says a lot, doesn't it? I'm using the bad Hori pad and it's clearly showing. Why is that not working? That'll work as well. Light Punch DP into CA. Probably Heavy Punch DP or EXTP is the best there. Let's try a Meaning Kick Tatsu. See what happens. Or Meaning Punch DP. That's not going to work. I think that's the best thing to go for is Heavy Punch DP, EXTP or CA. Don't go for EX Tattoo. Nah, no X5 either. So yeah, you're not going to get much off of that, but with Vitra you can get a bit more damage. It's cool. I'm going to do the next batch of recordings, guys, so bear with me a second. Okay guys, so we're going to look at her V skill and her Tenko movement first, and then we'll pick up the different Tenko options after that. So her V skill, if it's not held, apparently it's -5, so I want to see this for myself. So it's just not something I punish. So that was fairly punishable. Which is a surprise. So okay, we've got options there. We can punish that in many ways. You can back Meaning Punch as well. So okay, you can't afford not to punish that. You know, the fact that she has low health as well, she's got 900 health, you can't afford not to be punishing that. So a non-charged at least stand light kick into a special. So that Chin Buster works very well as well. If it's charged, it's -2. So I'll still throw out your full frame. Unless she has EX meter, she might do an EX wake up, EXTP. You can't do anything there. The only thing you could consider doing is interrupting it, I guess. It's a really important thing in Street Fighter 5, but anything you can do to avoid forward pressure, to stop dashes, to punish things, you will become a very strong player if you can do that. If you can punish things like Bison's dash, any forward like movement they have, like Laura's dash, Karin's Tenko as well, if you can sort of not react but predict when to throw that out, some kind of punish or like a check, it'll make you very, very powerful. It's really hard to do that, it takes a lot of concentration to do that. But anyway, yeah, charged V skill is -2, so you can't do much there. Right, so these are her Tenkos now. So this is light kick Tenko. So this is a sort of, it's not really a punish, but I just want to show the sort of movement she has. A light kick Tenko, it puts her in a counter hit state. It's interesting. Oops. So whilst it's not practical to punish it, you know, it's not realistic that you'll get a punish on that, you can check. It's risky because you can get counted if you check too late. You can see the movement there. A light one, she has so 1/3 of the screen, say. Around that. So the light one gives us some good movement. The heavy one should be a lot more. Okay, look, that's half the screen, isn't it? Again, she's counterable there, but you've got to predict it. And don't forget, she can cancel the Tenko into a move, which is why I say it's hard to check it, because you can end up getting counted. Her EX just comes quicker. See, that's very difficult to check that. That's why buffering is very powerful. So if I buffer this, stand light kick into, let's do stand light kick into DP. We're really quick to do that. She dashes. Like the DP comes out. Turn that off for a second. There's a lot going on the screen at the moment. So if you, oops. I don't know why this is happening. The DP shouldn't come out. It's gonna be really quick. So like that, and if they come into range and they get hit by the light kick, the game option selects and the DP comes out. I probably prefer to do Miki Tatsu now, because I do notice the DP comes out if you're not like that. You'll be so quick on the inputs, so it's a bit easier to do Tatsu. You've almost got to plink the buttons. EX Tatsu is a bit more difficult because the button's higher up. So if they rush into you, it'll option select and they'll get hit. As long as they get hit by that, the Tatsu will come out. But away from them, it won't come out. You could try that if you expect them to do a Tenko, but again, it's unrealistic. See there, look, she ran into it. She got hit by the Tatsu, but she's out of range. Tatsu won't come out. But yeah, to be honest, guys, I'm showing you stuff, but this isn't really gonna. It's risk reward. It requires the read. You could easily get jumped in on while you're doing that, so it's very tough. Okay, I'll do the Tenko follow-ups now, and we'll look at those. I think they are punishable, which is good, so we'll look at them. Okay guys, so I'm going to look at the two different Tenko follow-ups. So we're going to, let's have a look, I think it is the palm first. So you got the palm and the shoulder, from what I've realised, looking at the matchup. So let's have a look. So this move is, let's have a look. So apparently this is -10. Okay. I would say Line Breaker is the best thing there. That's 9 frames, that's a bit tight, but that's an 8 frame move. It's also V-trigger cancelable, so you can get good damage for that if you got V-trigger. Again, like I said before, getting the most damage out of your punches against Karin is important. So Line Breaker, I would personally say try and get a max range. Yeah, it looks like you can punch it in every situation. If you're not sure, you could do stand medium punch into DP as well. That works as well. That's Karin, that's a feature of cancel support as well. Yeah, you can also do firewall after it. So there's various things you can do there, in my opinion. Chin buster to be out of range. There's no point going for a 4 frame. It's -10. At least stand medium punch. But Lion Breaker seems to be a good shout. You won't get the Tatsu. It has to be EX or Heavy Punch DP. You got CA. Just raw cancelled CA. I think the DP might be out of range for you to cancel. Should whiff, I think. Yeah, it should whiff. So yeah, go raw CA if you do Line Breaker. Her EX Tenko into the palm is -7. So this is really good information. This is really good. So that's probably why I'd go for stand medium punch as the general punish, because that's -7. The other one's -10. Stand medium punch is a 7 frame startup move, so it'll work in both scenarios. Me personally, looking at that, I'd probably go chin buster. Reason being, it's a 5 frame, gives me more time to punish. And it does not, the pushback isn't that good on. Oh no, you can miss. Yeah, stand medium punches. That's a great way to tackle that button. Tackle that move, sorry. Need to be further back. But I suppose 4 frame isn't bad in that scenario. So Karin's often used that EX Tenko to go through firewalls, I think. I think it has firewall invincibility. So that's probably a time. If you bait out a firewall, so what you can do to bait out a firewall, well, bait a firewall. Instead of doing quarter circle punch, do quarter circle kick. Or just do quarter circle nothing. He looks like he's charging a firewall, he ducks and rolls. Sometimes they'll be baited to think it's a firewall coming out. Because I see that. Some people are waiting to see that animation and then the fireball come out. They input the move when they see the movement rather than the fireball. So that's a good thing to do if you want to bait out certain things. You can do it with Alex and his EX shoulder, you can do it with the Tenko. There's quite a few moves you can do it with, Ryu with his Tatsu as well. So that's an option, but both of those are punishable, -7, so keep that in mind. The shoulder, unfortunately, isn't as generous. The normal shoulder is -2, so you're not getting shit off that basically. It's -2, nothing you can do. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. So you can't, it's blocks done heavy as well for that. I don't like these blocks done heavy moves because it really throws off your reversal timing. So yeah, you can't get anything there. EX shoulder is -7 apparently, so let's have a look at that. Blocks done heavy again. It's ridiculous, the blocks done. So you've got to really practice the blocks done these moves. Else you risk throwing out something unsafe. So that's very punishable. So you can get your stand medium punch again there, or you can get your 4 frame. Shouldn't have done it so quick, to be fair, but I wanted to see what the block stun was like on the move. Yeah, -7 that one. So have a play around with the punishes there. Just try and space it better than I have in the video to test how punishable it is. It all depends on the amount of pushback you get off the block stun. But I don't like. I mean, you saw earlier on the standing heavy kick. The block stun, that was horrible. Block stun, this is horrible as well. It's very difficult to judge. So practice that. I'll go through her tattoos now and her hot punches. And then I think the last bit to do is a V trigger, so we'll try and tackle that as quick as we can. Okay guys, so we got tattoos and touching on hot punches. So hot punches have, hot punches have they have different follow-ups. So that's why they're difficult to punish, because you don't know what's going to come after the first bit. But we'll go through it in as much detail as we can. Let's go through the tattoos first. So all her tattoos bar EX are punishable. It's just a follow up you gotta be careful of, because they can look different. So light kick is -7. Odd, strange block stun again. So it's a weird one, because if you look, if you crouch blocking, the second kick can actually miss. Strange. So why it's difficult, because you're trying to judge the block stun, but if you crouch in, if the kick whiffs, then you're free to move at an earlier state. So this is weird. It's like there. Should have punished it much earlier. I don't know what to suggest this one. Probably sound like you can heavy punch DP, I'd say. It's like there. The first kick connected, the second one didn't. Yeah, that's a weird move. It seems to hit. If you stand block him, you can just do stand medium punch. You can do that, but it's tough to do, because most times that hits, you're going to be crouching. Look at that, it misses. It's not one of these characters gets away with so much bullshit. I can see why now. If it were me, guys, I would... Even that didn't work. I'd probably just throw out normal. I wouldn't put myself in an unsafe position, so I'd crouch and mini punch it. Even better if you got V trigger. Look at that, I missed again. That's probably what I'd do. I probably wouldn't cancel that into a special. It seems quite risky. It's very, it can be very situational. So probably be careful of that. Her medium kick and her heavy kick, they're different because they have different follow-ups. They're easy to punish. But again, you've got to be aware of, because they all look the same, You got to be aware of which one's coming out. Let's listen to what she says as well. See if that helps us distinguish the difference. Alright, so she does say something different, but only midway through what she says in the light kick version. That's an overhead as well, by the way, guys. See, medium punch DP. Not medium punch DP, it's crouching medium punch. Fucking hell. That's why medium punch, crouching medium punch is good, because that's a 6 frame, and that will punish the medium kitatsu. I'm not really happy with this though, to be honest. I don't feel confident with what I've suggested. If I saw that, you can't even 4 frame it. This is ridiculous, man. 4 frame close. Whiffs there. You shouldn't get away with that for free. But you can. Even crouching medium punch. Oh, this is ridiculous, man. These moves shouldn't be unpunishable. You can. So what you can do is boom V trigger. If Tatsu will work, and CA as well will work. But I don't think you're gonna have time to react to do those sort of punishes, because what it is, because there's different versions of the Tatsu for her, you're not gonna be sure which one's coming out. You can punish the Likey Tatsu CA as well, but maybe it's best to, I don't know what to suggest, guys. Maybe it's best if you're in V trigger and you've got EX meter, the EX Tatsu, all 3 of them, the non-EX versions, and if you've got CA all 3 of them. Otherwise, don't be baited into pressing a button. I don't know. I'm not really comfortable with that at all. That is very punishable. So to be fair, I wouldn't even bother going with CA or Tatsu in that situation. That is minus 15. You won't see many good Karins use that raw, because that's a combo ender. It's not a normal throw out and hope sort of move. The line breaker. Stand heavy punch. There's all sorts of punishes you can get there. Crouching is most powerful normal. You won't get. You had a range for that. But stand heavy punch. That'll be your most powerful normal. If you're gonna do a V trigger combo up there, stand heavy punch into fireball. Max damage would be. Oops. That'd be your max damage combo. But yes, the heavy kick Tatsu is very punishable, and the medium and the light are the ones where I'd recommend the EX Tatsu or the V trigger only, or the CA. But again, you've got to distinguish which one is which, and that's the hard thing. It's a tough one, that one. That's -2. So not much you can do there. You can't really react to that either. Doesn't. Interesting. Not crush counter. Doesn't get you the crush counter. The move is actually active when she's spinning. That's okay. So yeah, not much you do there. I've seen Karin throw that out and then EX DP afterwards. So be careful of that. Again, -2 is a risky situation, but for you, even though you're plus, even though you're two frames ahead, it's still risky. Hot punch. So her raw hot punches are all punishable. They're all 4 or worse. Light punch is -6. So yeah, I would. What did she say? Over that way. So that's -6. But that's again, that's if that's raw. If it's not raw, if you do a follow up, you may not be able to punish that. So let's cover that now. So we'll do that's slot 5. Okay, so she says different things. Of course, yeah, that's, she doesn't have an EX hot punch, that's the DP. Okay. Okay, so let's go through this again. So the hot punch raw, light punch 1 is -6. You get that. The medium is -5. You still get that. It's -5, but I'd probably stick to the same punish for all of them. It's very difficult to sort of have punishes ready for every single situation. So the more you can normalise it, the more, you know, you can have a common punish for everything, that's better. Heavy punches, oh sorry, light punch, hot punch is -6, medium is -5, heavy is -4. So it looks like we get that in every scenario. That is an overhead though, all of them. So be careful of that. For anyone that likes to do like your tattoos are punished, that may be your chance as well, because she throws herself into you. Oops. If you really wanted a tattoo, you can, I guess. It's a 3 frame as well, so you'll be less chance of screwing that up. But if they're at range, don't do it because it won't work. And as I mentioned earlier on, the EX is the DP, which does the hot punch, and she does quarter circle back and 2 punches. She gets a DP. Such a normal crush counter combos. Make sure you practice your crush counter combos. Anything that's a free counter hit, so EX dragon punches, any dragon punch. Make sure you maximise the damage of a crush counter combo there. What was that? So yeah, this is where she does Tenko, not Tenko. She does hot punch into slide. So it's a high and then a low. It's like an MKX character now. High then a low. So what I've read here is hot punch into slide. It doesn't matter which one it is. There's a 5 frame. Can't get my words out. Yeah, see that there? There's a 5 frame gap. So if you block that, you can punish that regardless. So even if so if it's on block, light, medium, and hard, you can do a 4 frame into DP. If she does the slide, still do your light kick and you'll see it'll counter hit. I'll show you that again. As long as you get the blocks done right. Spoke too soon. I'll mash them. You've got to be very careful there, very, very careful. The reason why I did light punch DP is because she's throwing herself so close to me. She can't really block that because she's minus anyway after the hot punch. It's not what she can really do. Timing's very tight to get the light kick. So you got to practice that to make sure you get the light kick during the transition from the hop to the slide. You've got to time it perfectly. If you're too late, you'll get counter hit. Light punch DP is easy to do because it's a 3-frame move. It's less, you got more chance to hit, less chance of error. Like your tattoo actually as well. So yeah, have a play around with that, guys. But there's some ideas. If she goes for the slide. But what I'm going to look at as well is I'm going to look at if she does her grab. So she has a slide, she has and the grab follow up. If mashing light kick after the hop punch does anything after, if she goes for a grab, we'll look at that option as well. If we can get a common punish for all these situations, that's what we want. Okay, so let's have a look at that now. We'll record that in this session. So let's do this. So she does, we'll go for heavy. I hate that move. Can't tell you how much I hate it. So she is, I'm going to hold down back. I don't know what side she's going to end up on. Oops, I was holding up back. So... okay. I have no idea what's going to happen now, so let's see. Let's experiment. Okay, so you have to duck to avoid it. If you block high and block high, you get caught. So really, whenever she does her palm, blocking low is the way to go. So what happens if I do a light kick here? You get caught, so that's not going to work. Light punch DP. There we go, look. She's getting hit. So now, light punch DP is covering the slide, the grab, and it should punish every single one except for the EX. Well, EX is crush counterable. So the light hot punch, medium and hard, the light punch DP should punish all of them. So that may be... oh fuck, that's not good. It's gotta be reversal timing. Any later, you can go under. There you go, see that. See if you can get a follow up. Nah, it's tough. So that could be legit. That could be a really good thing to do anytime she throws out the palm mid screen. Oh man! So that covers the grab. I don't think she has any other options for the sorry, not the palm, the hot punch. I don't think she has anything that she can do in that situation. Let's see what happens if you like your tattoo. She can't grab you because you're airborne. But it looks like she lands before you, so you may be punishable. So don't do that. If you duck it, she's pretty punishable there. But yeah, that's very unrealistic as well. But don't forget the hot punch is an overhead, and her slide is a low. The grab can be avoided by ducking. So really, after a hot punch, you want to duck, but she can mix you up. She could go for a grab. That's why you need to throw something out stop the pressure. I think light punch DP is the way to go, but experiment, have a little try in training mode and see what you think. But so far, I think that's a good shout. It's a good find. Let's before we go, try the V trigger version. Her block's done. Oh shit. Does that not work? Damn, man. So for some reason, that's not working now. If you're in V trigger. That's because I delayed it. Which you don't really want to do. Let's check that again. Why does that work? The V trigger one not work? So if you're in V trigger, you may be screwed. It may not work. Trying to think, man. Trying to think. So rule of thumb. Dum. If you're not in V trigger, light punch DP sounds like a sound option. If you're in V trigger, the risk is if you throw out a light kick, she does the grab. I'll show you. So maybe what you want to do is go for light crouch and light punch. Got the full frame and it's low profiles. Let's go back. Where's her? I want her slide. I want to test it against her slide. Oh, there you go, look. So maybe crouching 4 frame is a good shout across the board. Because the 4 frame will punish everything for the light, the medium, the hard. If she goes for the slide, she'll get counter hit, and if she goes for the overhead, she's gonna whiff because you're crouching. You can cancel that as well. It's a bit of an unorthodox punish. Crouching light punch into a special. It does work. So maybe that's an option. So maybe consider that if you're in V trigger. But if you're not in V trigger, consider the light punch DP. So there's again, I know it's not definitive, but I've given you guys ideas of what you can potentially use, and that's the important thing you need to take from this video. Knowing the frame data, knowing what options you do have, and trying to practice what works for you. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty pleased. That's not as bad as I thought, to be honest. We'll do super, and then I'll do the V trigger options, and we'll call it a day after that. So we'll record super now. Super is -18. Now the problem with her super is you need to know when to punish, and I don't think I even know that, to be honest. So after the knee. Crouching medium punch, crouching heavy punch is your best bet. That'll give you the most damage. So if you do crouching heavy punch fireball, V-trigger cancel that. Which I can't seem to do for some reason. Max damage, we'll go for max damage. need to stop using this pad. It's so bad. That'll be your max damage punish. Yeah. Nearly 500. Yeah. So crouching heavy punch, normal fireball, V-trigger cancel that. Walk forward a little bit, crouching heavy punch again, like Tatsu, medium punch DP, one hit CA. That'd be your max damage. I thought it'd do more damage than that, to be honest. But there's various things you could do there. You could do line breaker, heavy Tatsu. You could do depends on how much meter you got really. If you got 1 bar of meter, I would go for that. If you got no meter, probably line breaker. And try something else. I wouldn't really go for that. I don't know. I'm never really keen on that. Not in V-trigger anyway. V-trigger is better. Yeah, I'd go for that. You won't have time to neutral jump and come down on her head. She should recover. Oh yeah, she was crouching, that's why I hit. But she will recover in time though. Don't try to neutral jump it either, that's risky. Like before it lands, don't try and jump out of the way. Like there it's fine, but if you see it activate, don't hold up, you'll get hit. So crouching heavy punch and then some sort of follow up afterwards. Right. This video hasn't been as bad as I thought. I thought this would be a really long one. It's kind of why I didn't do it. So no, not been bad so far. We'll cover her V-trigger options. So when she activates her V-trigger, she has access to another move. We'll cover that and then we're pretty much done, guys. So I'll cut it here. I'll record the next lot and we'll finish up. So guys, just when you thought Karin was bad enough, V-trigger just leads up to another layer of hurt. She has these records, we call it records in Street Fighter. So she has this like forward palm attack, multiple hits. But that's not the problem. Well, it is a problem, it is annoying. But she can cancel into various things and that's where the issue lies. So the records themselves are -6. But it's the follow-up she has that makes things a problem. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens. So the record itself, -6. So you get variety of punishes there. Crouching medium punch, 4 frame as well. So you get those. You can CA that as well if you want to. In V-trigger, you get the X Tatsu it, but it's not as simple as you think because you don't know what's coming next after that. So if she does a punch after it, so if she does the wrecker and then the punch. Remember, this is all exclusive to. Sorry, this is all exclusive to V-trigger only. So if she gets the punch after that. What? Okay, that's right. I have to re-record that one. Try. I'll mash it for the best thing to do. No, that's not what I want. Okay. Let's try that again. So that is -9. And it knocks down. And has heavy block stun. Very heavy block stun. I Can't even back medium punch it. Fucking hell. You can hear when I press the button how late it is. Fuck me. Chin buster in 4 frames. Can't. Oh. Why is this character built to be retarded? You can get medium punch, get line breaker. Fuck me. I can't even punish this move. How long you have to wait for the animation to end. So that's -9, so there's a lot of, you know, you've got every button should punish that. And the only thing that will whiff will be crouching medium punch, or crouching heavy punch. Yeah, that'll whiff. But everything else should hit. So you can do stand heavy punch if you want to. Like you can do line breaker, you can do chin buster. Just make sure it's a range normal if you don't want to whiff. If she does up punch, she's shy now. Sorry, excuse me guys. So if she does up punch after the wrecker, she gets an overhead. The overhead, you know, I can't believe I'm saying this, is -2 overhead. That's stupid. That should be punishable. So you can't do anything after that. If you press a button, if you think just the wrecker's coming out, you press a button, you get hit. You're getting hit. Light punch TP works. But a normal, this is why you can't always go for a punish, because you don't know what's coming up next. If she does down punch, oh sorry, no, so if she does an elbow, the elbow is if she does down punch after the wreckers. That's +1. I can respect that. It doesn't cause knockdown, it just stuns. Doesn't combo as well, which is interesting. But you can interrupt that. So that's +1. So I'll talk about a common punish everything at the end. Now the cross up, that is -11. So just make sure, if you see that side switch, make sure you block the other way. React to it. It is reactable. I would line breaker in that situation. -11 gives you a lot of time. You do stand heavy punch as well. That should be fine. But I'd probably do line breaker for that, because that's -11. You can clear punish that. You can clearly see that the cross ups come out. So the cross up. Sorry. So you can easily punish that. Haven't got to worry at all. It's mainly the follow ups that are forward facing you got to be worried about. So was that playback 5, was it? Okay, it was. So I'm going to go through every one of these now. I'm just going to light punch DP after the wreckers in every situation. Punishable. No. So at range, can't do that. Doesn't work. Okay. Scrap that idea altogether, it's not going to work. So if it were me, if I was in a situation where I had to block the wreckers, I probably would V reversal majority of the times, but then yeah, I'm gonna have to really sit down and go through this. It's not straightforward, and that's the problem with this, because it's just so many options. It's basically a mix-up scenario. You've got to guess and you need something that you can't react to every scenario. The only thing you can react to is the cross up. Okay, the thing is, there's more. I haven't even covered them all yet. So let's do her kick follow-ups. So you can do an overhead into a low. She's not coming out. Oh, sorry. Up punch. Okay, don't know why it's not working. Why is that not working? Up punch, up, yes. There's an up kick and there's a down kick follow up. I don't know why. Why is that not coming out? What's going on here, guys? Not coming up at all. Even mashing it. Okay, so the only thing I can think of is, I don't know if it's wrong in the guide, but maybe there's no up punch. Maybe you transition straight into up kick and down kick. Let's try that. So if I do, so yeah, that's the up kick variation, the overhead. So the overhead we know we have to block low. Well, we have to crouch to avoid it. And the other one is the slide. Man. The slide is -10, if you see that. I should have covered that before actually. The slide, if she does the hop punch into slide, it's -9. I never covered that earlier on. That'd be the hop punch being this move. That's -9. If you do go to block, you do try and block it rather than interrupt it. But yeah, the V trigger wreckers into slide are -10. So you can pretty much use any button to punish there, just not crouching medium punch, the crouching heavy punch. The overhead, if I re-record this. Let's do those now. Oh shit. That's a low block there. To avoid it, just low profile it. You can't light punch DP that, so that doesn't work. And this one, you get line break up. You get stand heavy punch as well. But again, this is why Karin is tough, because there's not a punish for every situation, because you have to guess. It's a real messy guessing game. If anyone's played Mortal Kombat, it's like that. You've got to try and predict what the follow-up's going to be. Yeah, I don't know what to suggest, guys. Let's just turn them all on. See, if you don't want the pressure, V reversal, you got to waste your meter. But I wouldn't want to deal with any of that shit, to be honest, and maybe that's the thing you got to do. I think she can. Let me just check this. Let's double check. Yeah, I knew it. So she presses V skill after the wreckers. No, it's not V skill, is it? So if she presses the lights medium to hard together, she can cancel. So let's check that out. That's lights. So she can dash back as well. She can't dash forward. So if she was to do that, let's have a look. Now what happens if you V-reversal that? You can still V-reversal that. I think V-reversal, guys. I think when she's in V-trigger, I think the way you got to approach this is you've got to be cautious not to take damage during her V-trigger. Every time she does a wrecker, she loses V-trigger, it goes down. See, if you look at the bar. Every time she tries out a wrecker, the bar goes down. And she backdashes, it goes down even more. Interesting. Let's see if it goes down even more. She does a follow-up. So if I turn on that perhaps. So follow-ups don't drain V-trigger meter, but the backdash does. So it may be wise just to let her, because V-trigger doesn't seem to last that long. It's not like Zangief, I think his lasts a long time. Let it drain. Once it's drained, then re-establish yourself in the match. Just be defensive. So throw out your V reversals to get out of pressure. Neutral jumping is good against Karin because a lot of her moves project forwards. So because she launches herself forwards, if you neutral jump, if I was to turn one of them back on. See there, you can catch Karin a lot neutral jumping. Don't get predictable, don't keep doing it, but keep it in mind, and that can be useful because if she does her hot punch, if she does her tenko, she can be unsafe for a period of time, and the neutral jump coming down with a heavy attack can put you in a combo situation. You've got to be cautious with Karin. You can't really play footsies with her because her footsies are better than yours. You saw earlier on the block stun, the difficulty Ken has in punishing a lot of those moves. Ken is very good at punishing moves. He has good range and he has a good variety of speed of buttons. He only doesn't have a 3-frame button, but even against Karin, he really struggles. So caution is the way to approach this matchup, but knowing the key punish is important as well. So learn those and practice in the lab those situations. Let's just cover V trigger, V reversal if you can. If you haven't got V meter to V reversal, then you're going to have to, or if you're already in V trigger, then you're going to have to deal with the pressure. You have to make a good guess as to what she's going to do. Just look at opponent patterns, what they like to do. Anything unsafe, do not let it slide. Make sure you punish accordingly. Without her EX bar, she doesn't have an invincible anti-air. Her EX DP that's a good anti-air, but Karins don't always like to use that. They like to sit on the CA. So that's another thing to bear in mind as well. But people say you can jump in on Karin. I don't have that experience because I get constantly stand heavy punched or anti-air jabbed. So I don't really tend to jump in on Karins because I don't think it's legit. With Karin, you can sort of abuse jump-ins with a Tatsu or an EX Tatsu, but even then, you'd be surprised how often you get jabbed. But yeah, that's about as much detail as I can go into, guys. Hopefully that's helped you sort of understand the matchup a bit more. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things, me personally. I didn't understand that matchup at all. So now I know the situation's a little better. So I'm hoping that'll help me moving forwards. But yeah, like all my videos, guys, hopefully that's been helpful. And any feedback or advice, you know, appreciate if you could share the knowledge with everyone that's watching. Yeah, so I'll catch you next video. Take care.